Charlie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Very good evening and welcome. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people so far that have joined you, but we are recording it to post it on our other channel. Once again, welcome. I gave a little introduction to everybody earlier on the other channel that the presentation will be about the Polarstern and the Antarctic base, and that we will be very nice people and we will not interrupt you at all this evening. We might even switch off some of our cameras, so please don't think that we are not interested and that we are asleep. We will just give the full bandwidth to you. We'll wait for another couple of minutes maybe.
Yes.
Because I had Daniel Eberly. There is Werner V51JP. That's
Windhoek. That's Windhoek.
That is so fantastic.
Hi, good evening.
Fantastic. We have a long distance man that joins us. Very good.
There are more to come.
Charlie is mobilizing the troops.
I'm paid by spectators.
Oh, you are. Very good.
So.
Hi Werner.
Hi Charlie, du bist ein bisschen überbelichtet.
Ja, das bin ich immer. I'm always in the light. It doesn't matter.
Do we have an old man from Southern Africa now online?
Yes, Windhoek. No, South Africa, maybe it's Gary. Gary, ZS6YI. Gary, are you online?
No, not yet.
But he will probably, I think,
join as well.
He is building a power amplifier for DATV, and he said he might join us. Okay, we'll see. Where is he? Hang on. But maybe he will join. He coming. He knows the time. It's normally the time he should be available. Okay.
It's becoming international. That's quite nice, actually. we have South Africa joining us as well.
And the Maldives, but the Maldives are asleep. He's in bed. It's 1 in the morning. I talked to Ibrahim just half an hour, but he has to go to sleep.
Please, Charlie.
Yes.
The channel is yours. We're all ears.
Yes, welcome to my little presentation. I'm Charlie Delta Kilo 3 Zulu London, and I'm quite connected to the satellite systems since more than 2 years active, but I'm now 52 years on the bands, and I started in '69, and I started in Marburg. That's the birthplace of AMSAT-DL Lima, where the first satellites ever have built from European companies. And AMSAT-DL Lima, Professor Karl Mainzer, DJ4ZC, I visit him quite often in the laboratories because it was so easy. I studied first physics, then in the medical field. We are good friends until now. And so I have seen all the development of the different satellites. And so one dream of Karl became true 2 years ago when this geostationary satellite QO-100 was put up in the air by SpaceX. So this was a dream of him, and they had ecliptic orbits, and really for 2 or 3 hours you could talk over AMSAT Oscar 40 and all that other stuff. But this is geostationary satellite. It's so beautiful. You have 24/7, and if you call for the Maldives 6 in the morning, it's a 5 and 9 plus signal. It's so easy. So this is so much fun, and I then decided last year, it's now 1 year ago, I left Botswana with my satellite equipment back to Namibia. But so my activities on this, I call it the bird, the satellite QO-100, Qatar Oscar 100. And I'm also a good friend for Felix, and he is the chief engineer of all the engineers down in Antarctica. And so he's every summertime. Summertime is now in Antarctica, as we have our bad weather still. The summer in Antarctica goes from November to March. That's a typical summertime. And in these days, he is down in Antarctica. We met 2 years ago, and we met in Germany quite often. We are good friends, and we just developed a little project with this Polarstern ship, and I just will start my presentation, so we'll see how it's going. I go for my first picture and I switch over now the screen. Wait a moment. This is all handmade at the moment. Okie dokie. And now I should be back here, and I now offer the screen. I try, yes. And so you can then see, I hope so, the main picture. Do you see it?
Yes.
Perfect, Charlie.
Okay, so I see the picture also here on my screen. So first step is done, Stefan. So, and now, is it full screen for all of you?
Yep.
Now I go to my page. So this is the ship and the three buddies from the petrol station at the edge of the ice shelf. These three little guys waiting for the Polarstern, and you see it's an extraordinary journey. I switch the next. Do you see the next picture? Is that okay for you?
It's all working.
So this is the moment on the 30th of October. We made a training for Teresa. Teresa is Delta Charlie 1 Tango Hotel. She is now the chief IT operator of the whole station. That means computer, everything, even the old dial phones she must repair and keep it and maintenance them, but also the club station, which is installed 2 years ago in January 19. We have installed the satellite, and then 1 year ago in January 20th, we had the first QSOs over QO-100, and the antenna will be shown in my pictures later. This is a funny situation. We had the TV team from the Westdeutsche Rundfunk, and the leader said, I'm just getting only the left ear by just making the movie. She's talking into the radio. Can we see this nice girl from front? And so we made a little trick. With television, you can do everything, as you see. So the boss of them sit down, and he strengthens the cable of the microphone, and we made a fake little QSO. That's television. You see the Lila rack. That's if somebody is on the bird. This is the main control station in observatory in Bochum. As you see the control room, the name, I just have to move something out of my view. So wait, doesn't work. Now we have the next picture. And in this evening, when I was talking to Felix, he said, what do you think? We have now, instead of flying to Cape Town and from Cape Town to the Russian station and from the Russian to the German station, which gives us only 3 or 4 days of arrival to the station, we have now minimum 4 weeks. We have to go via the boat because of Corona. There had been no chance to get any airport, and even the choice for an airplane was not allowed, as this bloody virus could infect some of the people entering the station. And this is my winter garden, and you see to the left, that's the AMSAT Delta Lima transverter. That's the main transmitter and receiving part. It's the exciter is an ICOM 9700. Most people might know them. And that's the power supply. These 3 parts you will see later, that's the station. This is my little farm of antennas for satellite working. This is where I'm doing the DATV. We normally would have expected that we get penguins pictures live from down, but I will tell you later, we had another technical problem. This is my starting equipment. It's my television. There are 2 LNBs. It's a normal Astra LNB, and this blue one is the LNB transmitting up to 20 watts up to the satellite. This is my experimental fields. This is the antenna you see on the boat when I was testing it. That's the winter garden, and this is another portable equipment. This is AMSAT narrowband and wideband, the transverter. This box is very important. It's giving up to 250 watts for DATV, digital amateur television, which we would have be on air, but we still have a problem. So I tested it once more in my QTH before delivering it up to Bremerhaven, where Felix, Delta Lima 5 X-Ray Lima, the main operator and the main chief engineer and the boss of the engineers is living. This is the scheme, how this station down in Antarctica is working. And this is very important. The 3 by 60 meter EcoFlex 15 meter cable. This is a very tough thing on 2.4 gigahertz. On 10 gigs, receiving the signal from an LNB and from a television boosting transmitter up in 36,000 kilometers, that's easy. You can take 100 meter of cheap 75 ohm cable, but to get your power to the dish, to get it upwards to the satellite, you need to pay something, a good euro and a good dollar. So this is the main part with the problem, because the Radio Shack is 60 meters away from the antenna system. So these are 3 cables, very important to transmit and receive. That's a few in this cabin. This is water cooling system, the 250 watts on 2.4. I have a 150 watts DATV power amplifier, and it's warming up with a big cooling system, but not water cooling, up to 45 degrees, and it's in my garage. So in wintertime, it was very easy to cool it down, as the car had only +4. This is the temperature control inside the box to just check if anything is wrong. So the power amplifier is to 22. The case temperature, the humidity is very important. This is my QTH locator when I switched on the GPS system. And this is now with Felix at his place where he lives. This is his private. As you have seen my antenna on the roof, he has it down on the floor. And this is the system we put on the boat. We had a final check at his place to show him how to fix the things. It's a pity I couldn't go with them. I would like to do that, but no, it's a very restricted area and very important only for the scientists and the engineers. This is Polarstern. This is the main icebreaker. It's a tough boat, very rough, and for rough seasons. It was 1 year frozen to an ice block in the northern part, in the Antarctica. Maybe you have heard about. That was the expedition called Mosaic, the Mosaic thing. So you still have a picture?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now I have to switch on to one of the movies. Wait a moment. This is now handwork I have to do. It takes a moment to get the first movie.
Diesmal muss die...
I hope you have the tone. Yeah. No, you have no tone. You see, this is the trip of the boat passing Las Palmas. This is Cape Town. The normal approach is with aircraft and the normal air flights. This is now the station from a helicopter. This is just to give you an idea how things are working. This is the station in the background. We will see it further. This is a little dusty, snowy day, and that's the icebreaker in action. And this is that's easy. That's nothing for him, but he can break up to 2 meters of ice. So this was the little movie. I have to switch it back. Wait a moment. We can't do it on this platform only. I have to stop it. Now I go back to and you have the next picture?
Yes.
Okay, this I made this picture by a special software, an internet platform. That's the AIS system. Every boat on our oceans should have a transponder, and it should be recognized by radar and satellites, so you can see the position. It costs a fortune to get exact data. If you have a fleet and you are moving goods for millions of dollars, you pay $1,000 a month to get your location. But as we are amateurs, it is the free form. And this was the moment when it came out of that sloop where it was for a week on maintenance. And this is the ship moment when it moved. And now I have another movie. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we have to do it this way. Now we have another video. And this video shows how it had been towed. To the left, it was coming out of that sloop. You see, this is the boat. I got the first pictures by Teresa and Felix when they left the harbor of Bremerhaven. This is now the approach again with the helicopter. Okay, so we now go back. Wait a moment. And this is now the trip. And with this cheap software, which gives you every 1 hour, sometimes less or sometimes more. So after 4 days.
Charlie?
Yes?
We have no picture.
Say again?
We have no picture at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why. Wait.
Yeah, now it is there.
But it's not the full screen.
Yeah, I had to switch. Wait. I had to switch. I have to switch it back.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect.
Yeah, there is some delays. This system, the platform needs sometimes. So you have now the picture?
Yep.
I go back. So this should demonstrate after 4 days, they went to the channel this way, and from Bremerhaven, the scientists, which normally would fly very comfortable in a seat, maybe in a business, maybe in an economy seat, down to Cape Town, maybe 1 or 2 nights in a hotel, they then have a nice flight. It depends on the weather in the Antarctica, to the Russian station, then into the German station area. But this time they had to go by the boat, and they didn't expect what might happen. And it happened in the first 2 days. They got a severe storm, and so the waves had been up to 8 to 10 meters, 8 to 10 meters waves in this area, and more than 60% of them called for the doctor. There's only one doctor on board. He was quite busy. So this was a little disaster. Nobody would expect such a big, severe start, but it happened. That's kismet. So this is after 4 days. And somebody asked me, why is the ship driving so slowly? And then you can see this is the actual view from the radar system, and you can see these ships are in a distance of only 400 meters. And if you know the brake path of a ship, if you call, please stop, it's more than 2 or 3 kilometers until the ship stops. So it's not a car brake. So they are going through the channel day and night with eye view. So there is one person checking the situation in front of the boat. They don't trust on any radar, and some ship may have a problem and it's going to the right or to the left. And you can see it's just moving on the right side of the road forth to Bremerhaven. So that's quite interesting. It's a very busy channel. This is after 1 week. After 1 week, they reached the Canary Islands, and that was the last of the samples of COVID thing to test. These tests had been dropped. The ship didn't stop. It was with 10 kilometers passing Gran Canaria. There was a special boat coming. They throw the box with all the samples of everybody on board into the boat, and they started with 20 kilometers an hour and moved. And after that, we started the operation of the station. Just to give you an idea, the ship is to the upper left, the red dot, and this is the line of sight. So this geostationary satellite, it looks like it's stationed over the Republic of Congo. That's the position at the equator. So the line of sight is 5,500. But via satellite to make a QSO, that's normally 72,000 kilometers. That's the situation. 36 up, 36 down. Now another video. Wait a moment. It's still okay?
Yes, it is.
Okie dokie. So video number 3 should be, hey, 3 is Juliet Sierra, this one. What you see now.
Don't say it. Let them guess, because you got me when you showed.
We can repeat it. This is quite interesting.
Is it the view of the sky?
It's a sky view, yeah.
At night.
At night. That's at night.
I would imagine it's planes, maybe. I don't know.
No, what you see are stars passing over and other satellite. I give it again. I start it again. Have one more.
So you see passing lines and you see 7 dots.
And please look at this one. This is our geostationary satellite QO-100. These are 4 Arabian satellites, and I just might ask the first question to the auditorium. What is the time life expectancy limit which is given by the company? It's Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi, the car company, is building the best satellites. Imagine, it's Mitsubishi who built that satellite. $280 million. But what is the limit of the life expectancy? What do you think? What is the limitation that a satellite might get lost?
15, I would think.
15 years.
Yes.
What is it? What is the main problem for the satellite after 15 years?
It gets down.
It starts drifting.
It's running out of fuel.
Yes, it's running out of fuel. That's it.
And it starts drifting because of that.
Yeah, no, they are drifting always. In Germany, our ESOC in Darmstadt is checking the Astra satellites once a week or twice a month. There is one person pushing them more than 100 kilometers further up to their original orbit. The reason is the gravity from the Himalaya. If you have a satellite over Africa, they are just attracted by the Himalaya masses of stone. And if it's over the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, the American satellites, they are just captured by the attraction of the ants, the mass of ants, hills, and stones. This massive movement is catching these satellites to come down and touch my feet. So this is incredible. I just move again to another. Oops, no, I was too fast. Wait a moment. We talk about the petrol problem later. Wait, where is it? Yes, here we are. Now, so here you see the solution, what you have seen. BADR 6, 5, and 4 are 3 well-known Arab transmission television satellites. If you want to have an app which has not installed SAL2 to find, you can orientate yourself by BADR6. You choose BADR6 and you're on the right way to find it. That's just an idea. And these are all satellites in 36,000 kilometers. This is a 6 hours time-lapse special super zoom capture and footage by a Spanish amateur. He made it with a special big lens. Now back to our system. As I told you, I talked with Felix. What can we do? We are going 4 weeks on the boat. I'm getting mad. I'm coming nuts. If I sit there, look on the water and read books, I don't know how big the library is with the books. So we said, why not put a QO-100 system on that boat? It was a first thought with a beer. And then we made it, and we discussed with our CEO, with Peter and all the specialists of AMSAT. We made a decision, the opening of the dish should be 75 centimeter. It's a compromise between like a little beam, which gives you problem if the boat is moving, and sure, the boat is moving. Every operation was done with 15 to 20 kilometers an hour, but we had been really surprised that the circumstances, even with some waves, it didn't bother. So the 75 centimeter dish you see was the right choice, but Teresa could give it a push of a half or 1 centimeter to the left or to the right. And as she could see on the S-meter, there's something that we are dropping out. And it was so easy. It was a lot of fun. And so we started. This is the special exhibition. Like Felix, we put away the champagne glass. He's not having the champagne glass in his hand. So easy. And he could adjust the antenna. If he put the microphone in the other hand and just touched the dish, he even then could control the 5 or 2 centimeters to realign it. By the way, these commercial antennas, we are lucky, probably we have a good chance that we can install an automatical reference by a beacon signal controlled antenna following system. That's the future when the boat is back in Germany. Yes, everybody of us could have found the way down to Antarctica. It's so easy. Only take 176 degrees. You look, this captain, he was out for water skiing. There was no necessary to be on the bridge. And okay, maybe there's a fisher boat in front of you, but it's so easy, only 176. The average speed on the Atlantic then was 24 kilometers an hour, 176 degrees. This is a picture, this position, DP0 POL by APRS, one on the 8th of January. 10 days later, they reached the ice. Yes, and so the activity we made was extraordinary because it was such a pileup, and everybody who was interested in maiden grids, in the big grids, he was collecting grids. He had a good chance that these grids we had been activating with Felix and Teresa might be never again in the next century reactivated, because a boat with a QO-100 antenna is not so common to pass these southern waters, even down to Antarctica. And the fun, we haven't thought about it. So when he made 4 hours of operation, we had been 4 hours on the air. He passed through 3 different grids. This was never ever done by any DX station. That means the same pileup. When you say, okay, Charlie, you got it. You made contact with Teresa, but after 1 hour, you could call her again. It was a new grid, which is counting for the all grids worldwide diplomas. And the pileup, this is Felix, the red one. This is the transmission, the 2.3 kilohertz sideband of Felix. And we say 5 to 20 or to 30 up. And in this, it was 15 to 20 up. It looks like FT8 QSO. Sometimes in one sideband, you have these little FT8 waterfalls. And this is the mass of calling stations, maybe 50 to 80 one time. This is another picture. The green one is Felix, and he is listening. He is listening, and I was listening when I made the picture with a red receiver. So this station was operating with Felix. And you see, when he stops talking in this area, then the masses of 50 to 70 people calling at the same time. These are probably 40 to 50 stations. It's adding up. The sum of the S meter is adding up. Yeah, that's Teresa. She is now chief operator of DP0 GVN, and she is from Germany, and she will be there the next 13 months with all the other 9 people just hidden into the ice. It's a picture from her. It's the first ice block appearing, and this is the trouble. So the last kilometers, the last 100 kilometers, they had to make sure that they don't touch one of the icebreakers. And we know what happened to Titanic. So this is also the Polarstern is unsinkable, they say. This is just a picture to demonstrate what is the South Antarctica area. That's the center, that's the South Pole. Geographically, the magnetic is different. The magnetic is something here. Our station is around this. I give another picture in the moment. But this is the western part. This is called Western Antarctica. And this is in the climate different to the eastern part. Everybody's talking about climate change and temperature rising. And the average temperature of the eastern part is still minus, and it's still not getting very often plus. And it's very strange that the western part, they had 5 or 8 degrees plus 1 month ago. So this part, it's really interesting, is in the average warmer than the eastern part. Just to show you the area, this is our position of DP0 GVN. These are different stations down in there. This is the East Antarctica, that's the West Antarctica.
Are you telling me that all those black dots are stations?
Yes, and some special positions, yes. For example, I go one picture back. As we had a problem with COVID. There's COVID in Antarctica 1.5 months on the Charlene. The Charlene are military bases. They have around about 16 different bases in this area, and then can reach Antarctica with amphibic boats. They are just touching the edge, there's no big wall, and that was the reason that all these young military men, it's a military controlled Chilean area, and they had COVID, 35 cases in one station. They had to close 8 stations in 24 hours and disembark all these people. So that was a mistake because they made very slushy tests that nobody was thinking about what might happen. So this is the situation when the boat will arrive. These are the places where you can touch is in the average 8-meter high walls. You will see them. These are typical places where the Polarstern is officially the research icebreaker, and it's the support boat of this station. So normally a lot of goods are coming by this boat in containers. That's standard, not only by the aircrafts. So this is the penguins, the emperor penguin colony. There are different cameras. There are research microphones and research things are done. And international scientists have a special view on special cameras which are coded. So in this, normally the camera we would be joined on our DATV system for 5 minutes to see the penguins. This is the Neumayer station at the moment, the position. And I can tell you, this ice shelf is moving. It's moving a half meter a day. It's moving up to 200 meter a year. And this position, they reached another QTH locator. During the last 11 years, the station passed through the next maiden grid locator and had to change the QSL cards. Just to show you, the place is 15 meters to this. You have to drive 50 meters. What's the question? No, okay. So this is quite interesting, and it's still moving. We come to this point in the next. This is another, it's a satellite picture. And this is the edge of the ice shelf. This is sea ice. This is sea ice where the icebreaker can go through easily. But this bay is completely frozen in the next 6 months with very big ice. So the Polarstern, if it would be anchoring in this area to deploy something special, they must look on the timetable and the season. So now in March and in April, it will be frozen deeper and deeper. It would be stuck. If it's standing there for 3 months, it might have a problem. And this is the position of the Neumayer 3 station. So this is the boat, just a helicopter flight. The helicopter pad is here. The helicopter is hidden. You will see it in a special box. This is the official QSL card for this expedition. So everybody who is working it on AGEF, on FT8, AGEF, CW, and all that stuff, it might receive. This is a special moment. Felix has done me a little donation. This stamp, this German postal stamp, is very unique because our ship has its own postal zip code address. There is an own post office on the ship. And so this I got 1st of February from Felix, sent this FS Polarstern Schiffspost, Deutsche Schiffspost. So this is my QSO with him, the first one. And so here you have an idea. This is the wall where the ship can touch and make anchorage. So this is the typical edge of the ice shelf. To demonstrate, this is the station on top on the moving ice shelf. This whole block is moving. This is sea ice. This is the water below the sea ice. So this is 200 meters thick. It should be stable enough for the next 20, 30 years. The life expectation of the station is up to 2035. And this is, the block is also beneath, we have this seawater. Now you see how it's there. The ship is there. And now they control. They had a problem. On the 18th of January, had very bad weather. There was no chance to dock on the ice shelf. So they had to wait another day. They tried with the helicopter, but only a few hundred meters. And they decided not to take the helicopter. It was too windy. Now the helicopter is in action. These are old pictures. This is the box of the helicopter. It's stowed away. The rotor blades are taken off. So it's quite an easy, like a car, it's parked in its garage. And you see, these are containers, masses of containers. The ship this time was bringing goods, mechanical goods, especially cars and everything for the next 15 months to survive for 10 people. Every kind of food was in that ship. So all the spare goods and everything calculated for a 15-month survival, because maybe in the next 13 months there might be the next transportation. Every Überwinterungsgroup, the name of the Überwinter, the German word Überwinter, and this is the 40th, they just finished. That's Roman, the HB9, the Swiss man. He was in this group number 40, which are leaving with Felix in around about 10 days. And this is the logo of the new group, which have taken over 2 weeks ago. Now, 2 weeks ago, the official ceremony that these new people, the 10, they are now 10, I will explain later. Normally 9, but now they are 10. These 10 people are now officially responsible for the whole research, laboratories, all activity. And the boss of the station is the surgeon. Every time the medical surgeon is the boss of the whole team, like a captain, what he's saying is order. So now people are busy. When the ship is coming, they have special sledges, which are towed away by the piston bullies. They brought 2 piston bullies in the ship. In the belly of the ship had been hidden these 2, unbelievable. And now you see the piston bully, some 455 horsepower. That's like a Ferrari. Nice to know, nice to have. The displacement of the motor is up to 13 liters. The fuel consumption is not by 100 kilometers, it's by hour. So 22 liters an hour. Starting, as you know, your high speed on the internet will be up to 2 megabytes, which is not promised. The tank capacity of one piston bully, this is a piston bully, is 330, but it has 2 auxiliary 80 liters. Another 160 if it gets stuck on the trip through the ice, just to survive and have the petrol. Yes, petrol. In the ice shelf, there are tanks. They have 6 9,000 liter diesel tanks, and they have on the cover of the ice spare tanks. I think that's around about 800 liter, no, 1,500 liter. So 6 9,000, and normally the diesel is coming from Cape Town. In this case, the first diesel is coming with our Polarstern, but there should be a chance that another tanker will bring the diesel for the next part of the overwintering. So guess the next question, what do you think? The station is run. It makes no sense to run it on solar power. They have solar power, but if you know the deep polar night gives you 4 months without any sun. So sun is not the main option for getting energy. So it's wind energy, but by the way, sometimes too much energy because they have very hard winds. So they have the diesel, 3 diesel engines. So I might ask the next question. What do you think the daily consumption? How many liters a day to run the station? What do you think?
No clue from my side.
500 liters?
Say again?
500 liters?
No, too small. Too small. It's 800. The average is 800 liters diesel. So you know what they have to do. And this, I'm also very often in Australia. And in Australia is the funny thing, you have these road trains that in Australia, the main engine is allowed to tow 3 trailers. And so this is an Arctic road train, I told it. These are diesel tanks. So this is now the 15-kilometer journey from the disembarking place to the station to fill up the underground systems. Yeah, helicopter flying is good. Felix was really invited because he had all that electronic stuff, so very precious things. It's too rough to go on a bully, so he was, by joke, invited to go with the helicopter. He loves flying the helicopter. This is the entrance of the garage of the station. I will see, and you will see it later. Yes, this is our antenna system, which is up down in Antarctica. When Felix and we talked about general making activity from Antarctica, and even the AMSAT by themselves, the CEO board, they made also a lot of thinking. Can we activate? What is the angle? It's only 7 degrees, but as we now know, it's easy. So the 7 degrees is not the problem. You must have an radar, because they have winds in deep winter, 140 kilometers an hour with ice blocks flying around. So you must have it shielded, and you must get it a little bit in temperature. So this radar was donated by the company who is also maintenance for the ship and the station. And Felix could arrange a nice job. So we got this one sponsored. And so this is when I visited my local club, with my local club group in the bus, 50 people, we visited the observatory. And I see Felix had brought, I knew it, this satellite dish, and they had been disassembling the whole electronic automatically control system, because 7 degrees on a geostationary satellite, it makes no sense. So this was put out, and this satellite dish was installed. And now this is in January 22. That's more than 1 year ago. That's this same you have seen on the picture with the ship. It was traveling with the Polarstern down, and it's now on top of the station. And I was happy to be the first QSO with DP0 GVN on January 8th at 8:10 UTC. This is a nice view on top of this, and you see this is the track of all these bullies, these piston and snow bullies, and it's 15 kilometers away, and you know the line of sight, if you are parallel to the water, you have up to 50 kilometers line of sight on the Atlantic. And in this case, you can see the ice shelf edge, and the Polarstern should be in this area. Another nice view. That's a nice, beautiful, sunshiny day, maybe minus 10 degrees of Celsius. This is the QSL card. It was designed by our CEO, Peter, DB2OS. He designed the card. Yeah, and that's the operator from the last overwintering team, which is now relaxing. He is now a tourist. You see Roman HB9 HCF. He was not too much active on the bird because he had also a little bit work to do. The allowance to work over the QO-100 is in your free time. On the station, they are running on UTC, and this very expensive sponsoring of scientific work needs 7 hours, 24 hours. Even the meteorologist is doing measurements at night at 3 in the morning. And so there is no weekend. They have sometimes a special holiday. They make a decision, we make a break of half a day. That's for sure. But normally every day is the same work because it's quite very expensive. So this is the DATV RX, and this is the beacon of the DATV transponder on. The problem is receiving is okay, but not transmitting. But this is one of the only pictures when the Felix was now down there. We tried to arrange the DATV transmitting section, and there is a problem. We have a problem. We are losing 15 dBs. It's still not clear where the problem is. Maybe it's in the 60-meter cable problem. Then he went with the equipment, with the 9700 and the transmitter for DATV. He put it on a rack, and beneath the roof, just beneath the antenna with only 4 meters connecting cable, without a picture, because there was no picture producing system and PC engaged. So this is, I got the only 2 times. The signal strength is delta 4. We say it's delta 4. It's a 2.3 decibel MER. So this is quite a good signal on 303 megasamples. This is quite a good quality to send a HTV picture. And I received his signal twice. So it's a pity. We had to stop every work on it. We had losing time and we're a little frustrated, but it will be better next year. Just to give you an idea what's going on in that part, look on the little map. The map you see, the gray ice, that's only a fourth or a fifth of Antarctica. This northern part, this is our station. This is your station, the Belgian station Princess Elizabeth is here. And the next neighbor, which normally they are celebrating Christmas or celebrating a barbecue, is just to put your ski-doos and go and run for 180 kilometers. So it's a day trip to have the next party with the South Africans. So the next reachable station are the South Africans. This is the Russian airport, and the flights from Cape Town are going to this station, and then special aircraft, I will show you now, are making the deliveries to the different other stations. Yes, and as the winter and the wind is destroying every planned landing strip, you must always rebuild it. You must maintenance it with piston bullies. So this is a fresh prepared landing strip because some aircraft will be expected, not in this season. There had been no official aircraft activities, but aircrafts have been flying around with problems.
We just lost the picture, Charlie.
Oh, wait. Coming back?
Nope.
Wait, I just make this.
Yes.
Yeah, wait, I just open it again. Oh, no, wait, what is that? Wait. I lost, sorry. Wait a moment. Wait. Is it back?
Perfect, yep.
Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. So now we talk about the aircrafts. Everybody knows the DC-3. The DC-3 is one of the best ever built machines. It's 80 years old. It was built in the 40s. This DC-3, I flew in it several times in Africa when I was down for safaris and for scuba diving, and then we went from the coast to different special experience in the game drives. So this is a typical African aircraft, the DC-3, but it's not built for frozen temperatures. So there is a company, you see, DC-3 converted in 6 months to a Basler BT61. They needed turboprops. These are now the turboprops, you see. The registration, while it was reconstructed and it got its license in Canada, so you have the C. That's the typical, not Victor Echo. Also, the Canadians have C. This is a typical aircraft call sign. And you see Polar 6 and Polar 5 are rented by Alfred Wegener Institute. That's the logo. So it's run by Alfred Wegener. It's registered in Canada. So you see the speed is up to maximum 440, but the average is around 300. Cruise speed 390. The range is 4,000 kilometers. And now you must see this aircraft will go back to Canada next month with hops of 4,000 kilometers. You can calculate how often they have to land, and they have to calculate, and they are happy to have 45 minutes of reserve and long-range fuel tank. But these machines have to go back to Canada, and they will be flown back in next October, November, to make activity and the maintenance of the stations. So the main ceiling, the main height is 7,600. This is not pressured. There's no pressurized cabin. So everybody on board going up more than 5,000 meters has to wear an oxygen mask. That's necessary. So this is the typical aircraft. This is a typical day without Corona. there are people coming. It's like on an airport. One station is bringing some scientists. They are coming for a cup of coffee. I say, this is a piston bully unloading. He is now refueling. You see, he is refueling. This blue tank car is refueling probably that aircraft. Now we have another video. Wait a moment. It's still okay for you?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Now we need number 4. Wait. UWZ. Should be this one. Yes, there's another thing. Just have a look. What do you think is this? Just wait and see. It takes a little time.
Monitoring vital statistics of a person?
Yes, that's my job. My normal job here in Germany. But as I'm a medical pro, Felix asked me and the crew on board, this is the ICU monitor for anesthetics on the Polarstern. Direct via satellite into my living room, and I could control the function of that ICU system. Isn't it nice? That's modern medical, yeah, via video. And by the way, there is a theater in the station. And you must know it's necessary to have very experienced one doctor there. It's only one doctor. All the other 8 or 9 people have to learn how to sew a wound and how to learn to make a resuscitation. This is a basic training they all have to do. If you are in deep winter, that means in our June to say September, never ever you will be brought out. You make you're signing a contract which is telling you there's no chance to get you out, whatever what happens. It's really tough. So in this case, they have now even 3 breathing systems. They have now 3 breathing systems for COVID patients. So we have 10 in the station. And if something might happen, nobody knows, and it will not happen, I'm sure. But just for, you see, for safety, the company decided give them 3 breathing systems so they can just make this special treatment of COVID patients in the station, if it might happen. This is a special thing. If you have a problem, even the surgeon has to learn the dental part of the surgery, because it might happen. The minimum is to pull out one tooth, but maybe some other problems. So everybody is crossing the fingers, no medical police problems down there. And they asked me to check a new system. On the ship was in the new General Electric system. And if you see, I started once again. And the patient, his name is Neumayer. This B. Maya, the story of this fairy tale. B. Maya, every kid knows. So the name of this patient. This is the lung function, how many breaths per minute. Its breathe factory is 10. This is the partial oxygen in a little clamp on your finger. This is the ECG, the pulse. This is the ECG of that person. So everybody, you can have, this is the blood pressure, 145 to 81. So that's the story on this one. Now I have to, it's a movie. Wait, I have to click off the movie. Wait a moment. And now. Yeah, what the hell is this? Yeah, I've written it. It's a library. Some years ago, I think 15 years ago, this new Neumayer 3 is built in 28 to 29. It started in 2009, so it's now in the 12th year. But this green box, it's a library. It's by an artist, and he donated this box, and with some donation money from what it doesn't matter. And isn't it nice? This penguin is telling, what the hell is this green box? And this is a relaxing room, and Felix is quite often there, and the scientists, if they are alone. And if you want to hear the music at the loudness you like, maybe that your eardrums are going together and squeezing the hypophysis, so then you go into this room, and nobody will be bothered by the sound you're producing. This is one option. The other option is the balloon starting on top of the station, there is every day, there are weather balloons. They must be filled. And the filling room and the disembark room for the balloons, there also you're alone and you can hear your music on that loudness you like. You see, there are lamps, there is a chair, and this is a relaxing room. It's quite nice to have an option, and even you are alone. If you like, you are alone. Now, another special thing is these Eden ISS. Mr. Elon Musk is now heading to Mars and even to the moon. You know, we are just following every day his refilling and preparations for the Starship, which is every day online from Texas, from his experimental starting ground. But this is a project since more than 4 years with the NASA and the German Luftraumfahrt LRF system. And this overwintering team has a 10th person. It's Jess. Jess is a NASA scientist, and she's a specialist on plants and for the greenhouse. And this is a symbol. And now I show you a little bit of it. Wait. This is a nice project for the coming future and will be very important. And we have probably some school contacts also with the greenhouse and the experiments. So now I need number 5. It's Julia Terra. It's still there. There it is. Oh, no, sorry. That was the wrong. Well, sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. It's with the mouse. It's not so easy to get it touched. Number 5. Yes. So now you see, and this is the Eden ISS. It's around about 800 meters from the station. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Here you see what they are doing. They are doing plants, vegetables, and fruit without soil and only with the nutrition lotion. It's incredible. And this is a system now in development in the last 3 years. This is so important because every overwinterer is so happy to have a fresh salad. A salad out of a can, it doesn't taste. Even tomatoes out of a can are not fresh. So this was just a few to show you as the people are doing this special work. I just have to get it stopped. Wait. Yes. Up, and now I must go this way. No, I was wrong. Wait. I was too fast. That's it. You see it now in the dawn of the sun. You see it's not too far away. You see these sticks? These are life-saving sticks. You will see it in another movie. These are so important, and these must be maintained every day, that this is by some thunderstorm not destroyed. If this weather is coming better, they have to reinstall them. That's a day, and you see this line, this helping line, and it's a plant cultivation technology for space. 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3, there was one DLR member, a scientist also in the station. This is a typical salad, and if you are there down after 5 months and you have this frozen food, and you know what I mean, it's so tasteful to get a fresh salad, and this is so important for 7 months to go for Mars and even to live for a month on the moon. Then you have really, you're just answering, where can I get something special? And you see, this is the story. This will be built on the moon maybe in 27. This is just the first scheme, how they will build the greenhouse by ISS, by NASA, and by DLR. And it's the same story. You see, it's looking very similar. We will have this if there is a base station on the moon. This will be looking like this, and they will make that. Now I'm showing my car. Why do I show this car? This is my Hilux. I'm not a partner of Toyota, but this is my Hilux where I was making the 9 weeks trip to Southern Africa. Werner is laughing now, and because he was helping to construct and put this. I have second. In Africa, you need 2 spare tires because one is not enough. After one change in 100 kilometers, you have the second flat tire. So every time you need 2 one. So the other one was up there. And this was my problem. I was going to Soufflé with very deep sand. I'm not an experienced sand driver. That masses of sand are not common in Germany. So I was doing my best, but I had a technical problem with the 4-wheel drive. I got stuck. And this happens also in Antarctica. The Toyota is the same. It's an Arctic truck. That's a Hilux by a company in Finland converted to an Arctic truck. The size of the tire is double. And I don't know if Gary is listening now. Gary, are you listening here? Are you joining us? No, maybe not. I'm not sure. Because in his South African factory, no, he didn't make it. He is constructing the special front and back wheel systems and the front portion. He is having some factories building parts for cars. And it's funny, when I told him we are talking about Arctic, he said, I know, we ship them to Finland, and these bloody guys building this Arctic truck. This is at every station in Antarctica a common, very comfortable car. Now we need another video. Wait a moment. Number 6. Check, it's Fox Echo 8. I hope it's correct. Maybe it's this one. Yes, now I show you what are the problems if you get stuck and while this, you see the snow, somebody has cleaned the road with a piston bully. But now weather changes. Now you get an idea. This is typical weather. And this is the weather now. At the moment, they have this weather. I can show you the direct camera. And now you see how important it is to have the ropes. And the weather can change in a few minutes. You see the ropes? This is a German journalist. He visited the station for 3 weeks and he made some nice movies. This is German ZDF, German second television. It's Terra X. So he is talking about the situation, and he is telling that he has no chance. And this rope, he is now demonstrating how important, if to want to go back wherever you are, you must follow the line. And and this is typical weather. It's a summer storm they have now, and they have it since 3 weeks. Only a few hours with a little bit part of sun or blue sky. And you see, wind speed is up to, at the moment, 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. In the gusty winds are 100. They had this midday, they had 110 kilometers peak. So this is the situation at the moment they have down in the station. And this is how it looks like when you're on beneath. Okay, go back, show you something more. This is Arctic weather situation. And now the Neumayer 3 had been constructed with a good special idea. We lost Neumayer 1 and 2 through the stormy snowstorms. If you see, I told you, or I can tell you, that the amount of snow coming, I must check it now. The snow ceiling is rising 1 to 1.5 meter minimum a year. By this gusty winds, there is so many snow coming. The Neumayer 3 is now 3 meter covered by snow. It was a standard house built on the ground. It couldn't be moved upwards like the new one. So this one, since 12 years, Neumayer 2 disappeared under 3 meters of snow. And the number 1 is gone since 40 years. So the system is to have these special pillars down, which are adjustable. And you see, this is how it works. And I show you exactly. This is now after moving up for maybe 85 to 1 meter. This is the position, but it's just not half the way they should. And twice a year, the coming operation in the movie must be done to save the station. This is in the garage when they put some snow. This is the 1.5 meter. And then itself, when this is done, then itself, it pushes him up. And now we have another video to show it how it works. Now I have to get the information about, especially from a piece of paper. And we go this way. So, camera is flying to the station. There's another problem the British have with the Halley station. They lost their station. There's no scientific work possible because it broke off the shelf. They had been too close to the edge, and they are into the western part where the temperature are rising, and they will be losing the whole station in some years. And it's unsafe to work on that part of the ice shelf. It's unstable. Now you see, he's telling how it works. You get the fresh snow twice a year into the garage, and then with the special ventilation machines, you put them beneath the upward pulled. Now we have to wait. Come on. He's talking so many things. It's German, so I put off the sound. So this is the typical how they do it. It's for minimum 1 week they have to do it. So they have to build the podest to put it on. Now you see one more car is coming. And so this is a daily work, and there's no Sunday. They have to hurry up. Even if the weather is not good, you can't continue with the work. You must close the garage to the left side. And now you can see how it is rising up. Can you see it? It's moving upwards in that movie. And I myself have also done it with the webcam. I can show you my controlled rising of the station in a minute. I can stop now that movie. And here we are. And we go, oops. Yes. So this is my pictures from the webcam. I must move this one a little bit beside. Wait, I can't see it. It's 10 UTC. I said this, the counting time is like ISS. ISS and Arctic and research ships are all on UTC. This is 10. And now I made the next picture. Look on this little X. I show you at the X, there's something moving. Up, now the picture doesn't move. Wait. Now it's moving. Okay. Hello?
Yes, yes.
Sorry. No, I was too fast. So this is my first picture at 10. It's 2 hours later. It's 12 showing. It's moving up. And this is 1620. You can see it?
Yep.
Yep.
How it moves.
Yep.
This is also with the webcam. Okay, last movie. Then are you free? We have only slides. Wait a moment. I can't move. Wait. What's that? Hang on. Where is... here we are. I didn't get this window last time. So we need the number 8. This is, I told you about the webcam. Even with the webcam, I can show you how the weather, it's a webcam giving every 10 minutes a picture. And I made a little movie from these pictures. This is the movie film which you can see on the webcam. You see the weather is changing, and that's it. The camera is gone and the station is gone. If there's a clear picture, that means it was a problem with the IT internal frequencies. So then the picture is from last day. If there's you see that picture was from the last day. I just showed you again, and this is now the weather they have. It's incredible. This is from the 13th of February. They call it summer storms. So you can imagine how the winter storms are. So this is just to give you an idea. And at midday and 2 hours ago, it was still that kind of weather. There's no, you see in the background, you see something. That's the station. Okay, so last movie, I kill it. Wait. And we go back to our, yes, here we are. Yes, so these storms are also coming from the sun, and we are expecting our better propagations with some more sunspots. But these eruptions from the sun causing the aurora, the polar light, and it's typical in the north. This, I took a picture. It is around about mid-February. There was a warning. As we are talking on the satellite, we're talking on HF. We have also our the maximum music and frequency, and we have also the radio weather report. And there was they called it one of the highest eruption should come. This is the best picture. I've taken it from the internet in Man in Norway. So this is nice. So very nice. Remember that picture because at the final I have also a nice corona or polar light from the station. For the last option we have to talk about is the ozone hole in the ozone layer. And this is in 2015. You see, this is 2015. And this is the whole Antarctica. Has no cover, no protection. That means if you go outside without protection your skin, in several minutes you will be burned deep in your skin to receive cancer. In Australia, where the ozone layer is a problem and the hole, every newspaper since, I think, 20 years, if you go to the newspaper, you have the burn time of the day. It's in the middle of the front page. It tells you 8 minutes. That means if you are in Australia, in Sydney, go outside at that day, longer than 8 minutes without any sun protection, you're getting the first beginning problems for your skin. So this ozone layer hole is very important. This is the measurement in 15, and this will show that's the peak of South America. Please try to remember this is a good layer and this is giving a good protection. So in these I don't know the name of the one. This area in South America is covered and it's protected. But this is now the problem in last summer. This is September 20. And it was in the newspaper. In September 20, after several years that this hole was getting closer and closer, it was the second biggest. And you see, this is the peak, the tip of Southern America in September 20, uncovered. Everybody living here without any sun protection has a big problem, like the complete Antarctica area. In Antarctica, you're not going sunbathing in a bikini because of the temperature. So nature gives us a good chance to survive without that bloody sun cancer. But just to give you an idea what's going on and what we are fighting for. Yeah, last pictures. All you need is some protection. I think this picture tells this is a strong wind and this little puppy by her mother is covered with the whole body. This is the other kind of protection. This is ice cold wind protection. This is a kindergarten. Everybody is watching and this little group, it's still out cold. Even in Antarctica is cold. These are emperor penguins. This is a picture of the meteorologist of Antarctica station now, Anna. She sent it to me and I told this is chocolate, is tasted so good. It's really, and so I just put my fingers in my mouth. I think it's one of the best photographs I've seen in the last time. So this chocolate tasted so good. With chocolate, you think about Milky Way. And you are in Belgium. I know all your chocolate. It's making me crazy. The Belgium chocolates, it's so crazy. We had this, in 2000, we had this international exhibition, the Euro. the Expo 2000, and these special pavilion of the Belgian. I was visiting every time I was there with big bags of carrying out the Belgian chocolate. So now this is my final picture for you. There is a Milky Way, which, you know, sometimes is this sweet, decorating tons of ice cream. So this is my last picture I am showing. I'm ending my presentation. This is DP0 GVN, and you see the polar light. This is an extraordinary picture with the Milky Way and the polar light on the southern hemisphere. And this is, we can keep it now running just to get no lawyers sending me €1,000 payment and fines, not mentioning the authors. So I go back to now to the main screen. Here I am.
You're back, but you're picture in picture. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I just drop it out. I just wait. And you can hear me still?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe, yes. I finished, and now I'm back. Here we are.
Thank you very much. Nice presentation.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. By the way, this is that special card, which came normal mail service from the boat. Yes, what shall we do? Any questions?
You showed us the picture of the cardiogram and the fact that when you're ill, there's no way to go back. What if someone has a really bad thing like
Heart attack.
appendix or so?
Yes, appendix. Then the other two people. There's one surgeon only. So the appendix. Then they will try. They will be assisted via satellite from Bremerhaven. So what I've done in my home office, that's and I've also written a little paper. They have different doctors in standby. If there's a problem, they will be called on the video sequence, and even the best doctors will tell the surgeon there's a camera in the light of the theater, and the others can watch what he's doing. And they can say, stop, this is very important, please leave it in. So in that case, so that's the only way you can do it. You have assistants, maybe 1, 2, 3 doctors helping, changing the microphone and giving you must make a decision. But in the very deep area, normally, because the weather is so, you can't fly. And that's no chance. It's really, even Felix last year, when he was down last year, he had to wait four evenings in the hotel in Cape Town. And once they flew to the Russian station, they had to turn back after halfway because the weather changed in half an hour on the landing place. The Russians told him, go home. You can't land. We have a storm. So it's another 4,000 kilometers from Cape Town to the Russians.
Does the satellite link actually also always work?
The satellite is 24 hours. It's only 2 megabits down, and they are sharing the ship and the station. But if there's an operation, if there's an emergency, everybody has to switch off every scientific radio and system and computer. So then they concentrate the 2 megabytes, and even they can bring down film. I'm sending movies down. They have to wait. For the meteorologist, I had to send down a software that was 1.4 gigabyte. It took 30 hours to receive it, but they received it.
Okay, but the satellite link always works, even in a storm, and if somebody is ill, you can have a satellite link to surgery.
The problem is, as we know from QO-100, I had it once in my QTH. I had it once that the people told me, "You're getting weaker, Charlie." I had a system, a huge snow system, direct on the path to the satellite. It took 1 hour to disappear. So this can happen if there's a huge stormy system over in this the ray of the beaming satellite dish. Then you have another problem. We are depending on a line of sight. If the sight is gone, but through no normal cloud, it makes no problem. But
Okay,
this is a small risk you have. Yeah, that's right.
The risk is if you have a medical emergency and a storm at the same time, which could happen. Somebody gets hit because of a storm, then there's no way you have your satellite link.
And that's the problem. You make a subscription on the piece of paper. I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm old enough. Hoping getting older.
How do they, when we recently saw the station on FT8, which is, let's say, wire antennas, how does the ice influence an aerial? Because here we have to calculate it, how much it is above ground, that part of lambda and stuff like that. But if you have 200 meters of ice underneath, how does that influence any calculation for an aerial?
So I'm in the medical field, not in the technical field. I will ask if I can ask now Felix. He is online. He knows that I'm making the presentation. I only can write him on WhatsApp just for fun. No, the problem is, everybody knows, as I've my ladder system for the dipole, the main problem is the ice clumping onto your antenna and on your wires. It's the weight and the wind, and it's destroyed in 2 minutes. It's not a matter of having ice beneath, ice on the antenna. I think that's the main problem. And they have it. The whole antenna system had to be rebuilt when they arrived. There had been 2 big damages by storms to the main antennas. They had to repair the antennas. There is a Whisper system, Delta Kilo 5 Hotel, my friend Michael. He is running as a professor of technology and IT. He is running the whole Whisper system in Antarctica. And this antenna system was damaged. And we have a now new Whisper system running. On the boat during the trip, we made experiments with the new TX, and now they exchanged it. They have a spare one now. So this Whisper system is very important for people for the propagation to see what's going on. And so, but the main problem is the wind and the ice, and you know itself at your home antenna, if you have -20, it's raining and you have 1 centimeter of ice, just you see the wind direction, how the ice is growing. But this is 10 times, 100 times thicker down in Antarctica. And I think that's the main problem.
Charlie, can I quickly answer the question?
Please.
Yes, I talked to Felix. And if you have 200 meters of ice underneath you, you can basically take a Moseley beam or whatever antenna and you can put it on top of the ice. The ice has no influence on your signal. It's like a 200-meter mast above sea level.
Okay, thank you.
So
thank you very much.
That I asked Felix. I had exactly the same question. So I asked Felix, how does the ice influence your antenna? How do you build a mast there to put an antenna? And he said you can just basically put it on top of the ice. The ice has no influence on the antenna whatsoever. It's just the weight of the ice that destroys the antenna. But for RF, it's just going out as if you have a huge mast over sea level.
Okay, thank you.
Because ice is an insulation.
Yeah. So it's,
Thank you. Charlie, can I just ask a practical question?
Yes, please.
Regarding the school contact that we would try to arrange.
Yes.
Is it? Do you have any idea on a practical time frame? Because we have been already checking with the school what the options were there. How should we discuss this further? Is this now the time to have a look, or do you say we arrange it in a separate email?
Yeah, we will arrange that in the separate. At the moment, they are packing. It's now crazy. The whole station, there are now 35 people in the station. every overnight room is with 2 people, so busy and so squeezed, and they are concentrating not to forget something because it takes another 40. So Teresa is alone. She is responsible then making the school contact. You can, with your teachers and all, the time frame. If we have a scientist beside Teresa, the time frame, they starting 8 UTC with work, and we can spend 1 and 1.5 hour. I'm allowed to grab one of the scientists. Even I don't know the new ones. I know them by picture, but I need Felix to tell me who is nice, who is comfortable, and who is not shy with the microphone. Julia, we have a last special contact to a special club. It's a Rotary Club, and they have a last contact on Monday via the satellite. And Roman will have his last, appearance with Julia. Julia is a nice girl and has a nice voice, and they will have 1.5 hour talking. So we will do that. But for UTC time, as we are then 2 hours ahead of the station, it's fine for the school. So it's maybe 10, 11 in the morning, which is bloody good for the schools here. I have also contacts into Brazil. We have another problem. Brazil is 6 hours ahead of us, behind us. So I have to check if the scientist maybe after lunch has 1 hour time. But feel free, 1 hour is minimum we can make. And the best time is local time in summer, our summer, 10 to 12.
Okay, clear. I will check it with the teachers, and we'll get back to you on that. So
please take this special email for the school contacts.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And thanks again for the nice presentation. It's very good, and we will, if it's allowed, we will transfer it also to the teachers so that they can use it as a teaching material to introduce the station and the activities there. So
Stefan told me.
Okay.
I would like to have as more pupils as we can get.
Well, we have already one here listening.
Yes.
So, it's we'll make sure that the entire class is enthusiastic about it. So
that's good. Okay.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
I still have a question.
Yes.
Partly, I don't know if I'm badly calculated. You said you need 800 liters of diesel a day.
800 liters diesel a day. Yes.
So they have tanks of 6,000 liters, and you had 8 of them or something. So I calculated it would be about 40 or 50 days. So that's not enough, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I told you that the next ship will bring from Cape Town. The support ship comes from Cape Town with diesel.
Okay.
They bring the diesel now from Germany for that, but because of COVID, you must be very careful. So this is the next step. They have the regular transportation of diesel that's coming from Cape Town with a huge carry boat.
How long can the station actually operate by itself? So there's no way to bring something. How long can it operate on diesel?
The problem will be the diesel. You can calculate 45 days if it's just full. So that's a problem they have to think about. Okay, but so they have wind. The energy is also done by wind. They have really tough winds, you have seen. But and in summer they have also 4 months of really summer. They have also energy to refill batteries. But the main problem of our sun power is to get the batteries to make it in the memory. If you use it at nighttime for your dishwasher, the sun is not shining at nighttime in Europe, so you must take it. That's the problem. So I don't know the exactly backgrounds, but so they have a big calculation, and the food is calculated, I think, for minimum 15 months for the 10 persons minimum.
Okay, but that's 15 months, but 45 days, that's just a month and a half. So it's kind of
I know.
It kind of sounded short. If I'm badly didn't do the correct calculation correctly, I guess.
No, they need 360,000 liters. That's the average yearly. 365,000. That's the average.
Okay.
And this must be brought by ships. One ship is called Algulas. Algulas is the most southern point in South Africa. Nice point to make a picture. There's Indian Ocean and Atlantic Ocean meeting. I would dive down there because there's action. There is action.
Okay.
And so the Angulas is one of the main support boats run by South Africans. And there are different other ships doing it. I think that's the basic good idea. When I make the next presentation, I will check this. I will ask. I will send now when I finish here. I will send the best newspaper back to Felix. He receives every day the local newspaper of my area. He lived here also for a while, so we can send PDF. We can send pictures. Movie was something special, so that takes the time.
Okay, thank you.
The QO-100. Who actually paid for that, and what is who paid for the part of the communication that we ham radios are using? Is that the German Radio Association ham organization?
Yes,
they paid for that.
Yes. So the satellite is built by a company, SL. SL is the company. They had one on the orbit. In orbit, and then there was in 2012, coincidentally, a meeting in Qatar, and the Sheikh of Qatar mentioned we are thinking about, I think, a second satellite, and Peter, our CEO boss, was there, and this Sheikh was also licensed. Is Alpha 71A, such a big problem. So they made discussion and they made the first contract. And you see this satellite is covering Northern Africa and the peninsula of Arabia. I have a picture. If we have time, I can show you the official television supporting area where they make the money for pay TV. We are on a special transponder segment with the two little transponders which had been built by AMSAT Germany. And this is then built in by Mitsubishi into the whole system. And we are controlling together with Qatar and the Qatar Amateur Radio Club, the QARC Society. But we spend money on giving the allowance and just to get this option to be on this slot for starting. The main problem, it's not the satellite, it's the slot to put it upwards. And that's why we have one satellite in Bochum. I had this satellite on my arms in the laboratory in Marburg. It's phase 3 echo. There are also the packs, please remove for flight, the orange tags to put off. And this is in the museum now, in the observatory, because after some crash of the Ariane rockets, then the slots went off and we had no money. You can't pay a start. So SpaceX is pushing for the Arabian, so the Qatar company, it's upwards. And so we had been lucky to ride on the same horse. And so we are using, by the way, what do you think, what kind of electronic equipment is producing the power to get the TV signal transmitted? Tubes or semiconductors? What do you think?
Tubes.
Yes.
I would say tubes.
Yeah,
For the radiation.
they are special.
Radiation.
They are special tubes, and they have a lot of them there. They have spare ones, and these tubes must be always heated. So they are still under bias. They are not used, but they are ready to take over. And this is one reason that we are on one of these spare tubes. We can use the transponder running.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
So there is a chance that in some time they need that slot and that the AMSAT part goes down?
That's our risk. That's the only risk we have. That's if they say we have shot down another 3-1 and one of the engineers had a mistake. He's blown 1,000 kilowatts amps into the tube and it's destroyed. We have to shift and suddenly we might lose our transponder. That can happen. It can happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's normal in satellite, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Is there any tracking of how many ham radio QSOs on average happen on the bird?
Yeah, by some amateurs. It's not by. I think not the QA. The Qatar people are not counting the stations. They counting the bandwidth and the activity and the current, which is pulled out. As this special bird has a LILA. LILA is a German abbreviation. Limiter Anzeige or alarm. Leistungs, LAI, limiter, LI, and A is alarm. And LILA means if you are 3 or 6 dBs peaking over the beacon, you get beep, 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 and your signal get a yellow signal on it. So everybody knows the QSO left to me is causing the noise on the satellite. So this should people remind, please drop your power, check your system, there's something wrong. This is not allowed. If too many people will power, then the whole system will be just removed slowly down. It's the same with the LEOs. For example, the ISS now has this nice repeater. What happened? There are no Italians in this group, I think. So with 100 or 500 watts and directional antennas, they opened the gate of this ISS new repeater, and there is this, it's an open squelch. This repeater is without squelch, and if it's too much power, beep, 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 nobody could work over it for half an hour because for security reason they reduced the sensitivity. It's crazy. If it's flying over Europe, I was one of the first in the night, 2 in the morning, I made the first QSO over the ISS because I got the information. And after that, I had problems with my antenna system. I couldn't work it. And the reason was there had been technical problems caused by, in Europe, we are too many. The work over LEOs on an FM, on one channel, it's, you can shoot yourself. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
That's the perfect denial of service attack.
You were mentioning something in our previous talk, Charlie. When I was mentioning it, it was funny to see that a whole, let's say, generation of colleagues that I recently met are now interested in the QO-100. But you mentioned that there might still be a lot of older ham amateurs who had a system for, what was it, the Oscar?
Alpha Oscar 40 and 13.
Because if you still have a system like that, if you switch it on, it just works. It's perfectly set to work on this one.
Yes, you need this the dish aligned to the satellite, but you have the frequencies, the power amplifiers, the knowledge. So at the beginning, even I had no. I only had the LEO system running, but not first time on 2.4 gigs. That was new for me, and also the receiving part was new for me. But it's easy to learn, and you have now all these ready-to-use parts you can buy. Why not? And the nice transmitters and receiving stations. But the old chaps, yes, it's in the first beginning, a lot of German voices had been there because AMSAT Delta Lima. As I'm the treasurer of the company and I see the membership, it's growing up. Every day I got new members. That's nice to see. But we are now coming to 600. We had been 1,400 25 years ago. You see? That was activity. And not only Germans, the AMSAT is open for everybody. We have South Africans, we had the Americans, because these satellites you could work around the world. Now the Americans are off, bad luck. There is no footprint available for them. And the Australians and the Japanese are just, what can we do? There is rumor, maybe the Japanese, Mitsubishi is a Japanese company. So might be they have a chance to do something. I don't know. That's rumor. But there's the older, it's funny to talk with them. And I just pulled in the garage. I found an LMB and there's a TX. Just getting some dust off, refresh, and say to your wife, I'm lost in space. That's it. I can tell you a joke. I have a good friend. He's also a medical doctor. That's Nader in Khartoum. Sugar Tango 2 November Hotel. Nader. And he is a nice guy. And we had been talking when I was in Africa. And he had his special pileup. He was a very rare country. I was, with my special call signs, I was, you see this Victor 55 Quebec Oscar, ZS 95 Quebec Oscar, and exactly 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I left Botswana. This was my Botswana call sign, and you might mention, what is that? Alpha 2 Delta Queen 319. What is it? The person in Gaborone who made the license after pressure 3 months, it took 3 months to get it. This bloody guy has licensed an aircraft before, and Alpha 2 letters is an aircraft call sign. Amateurs are Alpha 25 and letters. And then he gave me an aircraft call sign for an Airbus 319. That's the story. And the ARRL accepted it because I had written paper. I could show them, this is my license, Gaborone official. They won't believe. What is that, 319? How old is Khartoum? 390 years old? I said, no. And we made it. And it's exactly 1 year. Today, 1 year back, I left my Botswana position with the satellite going back. Werner, are you still there?
Yo, Roger.
Werner can convince you. Yes, it was so funny, and even he couldn't believe when I talked. I got the license 2 days before I entered Botswana. I got that license after 3 months of pressure. So, okay. So in this case, we having. So I lost my topic. What we're talking about? What are you asking?
The old hams.
Say again.
I think the old hams.
Yeah. Okay, but the main problem is to go on the bird with some special with NADA, ST2NH, and so he had this pileup, I had this one, and then when I was listening to him, I said, "How can I get his attention?" And then I called. My signal was average, a little better. I said, "Africa to Africa." They always call signs. And I said Africa to Africa twice. NADA said, stop. Who is calling Africa? So this call we now use since 1 year. Now I'm calling Europe to Africa when I'm listening to him. We have also contact via WhatsApp. But on our trip, if we need a relax point, and I heard NADA, I called Africa to Africa. And when he was listening to me, he said, Charlie, Africa to Africa. I said, please, people, stop. NADA, how's it going? What's about Khartoum? So this is so funny. And now, when I was back home, I made a cross-band QSO with him. I checked for him RS-44, the new Russian in 1,000 kilometer altitude flying around the Earth. Leo, it's an RS-44. It's single sideband. And this gives you up to 25 minutes. The footage is really big, the footprint. And I said, NADA, please, at 2 in the morning, we will have another nice QSO. And I talked on RS-44 over Germany to Khartoum on the 1,000 kilometer. And he talked to me back on my QO-100 station. And we just crossed the microphones. We talked over 2 satellites in the same time. That was fun. That was the crossband activity, QO-100 RS-44. I had 6 minutes to talk over RS-44 for the footprint. He has also a nice station in Khartoum.
So, Charlie, may I just congratulate you to your very inspiring talk. I'm Daniel from Switzerland.
Hello, Daniel.
I actually followed you 2 years ago when you were in Victor 55. And it was a lot of fun. I remember well when I had my first setup with QO-100, and you were, I think, driving down there with a Jeep, changing locations from time to time.
But the Hilux you have seen in the picture.
Yeah, perfect. I thought so. So this was truly inspiring. Thank you so much. And I also wanted you to convey a message to the German station, because I was recently in Togo and I had a lot of problems with pileups.
You're that Daniel, 5 Victor Delta Echo.
Perfect. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we talked. Yes, okay.
And then I really had problems with the pileup. And I just heard so many compliments about the German station in Antarctica. They're doing a great job. They're polite. They're doing everything by the book and so forth. And I really tried to copy them. I wasn't as perfect as you guys were, but I tried.
Yeah, the main thing is to go split. That's the first you must do. If you're on the same frequency, you will killed. Even calling by numbers makes no sense. It makes no sense. So this, because if you have a weak signal, especially, I have now another friend, you know, Daniel, I bought from Wolfgang the station, his portable station, HV9. It's now in the Maldives because Misha took it to the Maldives.
Yeah, the diver, I know.
Yeah, and I bought it from him for Ibrahim. Normally, Ibrahim would be in this conference, but it's too late. It's 4 hours. He is now sleeping. It's 2 in the morning in the Maldives. So I bought from Wolfgang. We made the contract at night. I put the money on the bank. And this equipment was then by boat and airplane shipped to the northern part of the Maldives. And Ibrahim is now every day 8 Quebec 7 Quebec Charlie. And so this is an activity by the Swiss support, because I knew, and by the way, the builder of that equipment is the same who built my first equipment, my portable equipment, which I was using down in Africa. And now Werner is laughing. Werner got an equipment from the expert hall sponsored by me, but the other guy, the repeater building guy, the technician down in Windhoek, it's Robert, Victor 51 Romeo Sugar, he is using my portable equipment, which is exactly the same, Pluto and the power amplifier and all that stuff, as Misha was using on the Maldives. I was laughing when I saw that's the equipment. And now Ibrahim, I'm so happy that now Ibrahim, and he is very active now, and he is now building up a new dish. We have the 35 centimeter dish. It's a mini dish, but it works perfectly.
Yeah, it is. He's actually in my logbook as well already. It's funny. I didn't know the story about the whole equipment.
I told him that he was it Victor 5V, or you talked to him on the Switzerland, from Switzerland?
Both, actually, both.
Yeah, he made it. I told him, Ibrahim, please go. I told him how to do, because I was parallel with TeamViewer on his laptop making the logbook.
That is funny. So it's really friends helping friends. I see that.
Yeah. I will be on the Maldives, cross your fingers, middle of November for 4 weeks.
Okay.
And we will be maritime mobile. We will go in another square, because his uncle is owning 12 big dive boats, and I'm also a diver, and we will do some expedition. We will be QO-100 maritime mobile. This little bloody antenna will be on the boat for sure. That's a promise.
Congratulations.
Okay. Yes.
Charlie, can I quickly ask Daniel something? Daniel, if you go back to Togo, I think we must make a special contact, because there's an old Spark transmitter in Togo, and there was one here in Windhoek in Namibia as well.
That is correct. That is correct. Perfect. That was also a telephone system. 1914, yes.
And also in Germany, we have the place here close to my place. There's the other transmitter.
That's Nauen?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's the system.
I get little goosebumps. That would really be something.
So we definitely, Charlie has to, I will get my portable station up. I will go.
And I will be in Nauen. I will be in Nauen. It's all prepared. That would be nice to get Togo. So we have a big story for our German Tagesthemen. that will be on television if we reactivate the old bloody sparking things.
But I'm really bad in CW. I hope you allow me to talk.
Even Werner is no CW. He has no idea. No. We make it in. I will translate the CW.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I like the story.
That's a story. I have pictures of now. I have pictures how it looks like now.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So Werner, we have something to do next year.
Yes, and here in Windhoek and in Swakopmund, the transmitter towers are still standing. The concrete bases, the towers are gone, but the concrete foundations are still there.
Yeah.
So yes, that will be very interesting to do that. Thanks, Charlie, for the moment of time that I got here. Sorry, the other guys, I don't know if it interests you, but that's something that interests me very much.
It's very nice to actually see this video meet from our Flanders club turn into an international talk group. This is amazing.
Yes.
Amateur radio without borders.
There's one last thing that I remember from your conversation. It's not that long ago that I did my silly first exam, and I had to learn the difference between HF and VHF and line of sight. But you were telling a story that when you were in Africa, that you reinvented the line of sight on UHF by going into a balloon, and distance you covered to the repeater was how much again, you said?
Oh, I was flying from Soufflé, Werner, you might remember, and I had a contact to Windhoek with Robert. Robert was in Windhoek. I reached the Windhoek repeater. That is Windhoek. Werner, please help. What is the line of sight distance from Soufflé to Windhoek? Is it 340?
Yeah, about 350. Did you go into the Windhoek repeater or into Gamsberg?
Maybe it was Gamsberg. Maybe it was Gamsberg because they have a nice system running. Even Gamsberg is 100 kilometers from that position. And then I told Robert, please ring up Derek. He is in Swakopmund, where I came from. He was still lying in bed, sleeping something. I said, please give him a kick. He should on the bird. And this Belgium, by the way, it was a Belgian pilot. We are back to Belgium. This Belgian pilot, when I entered the balloon had the call sign Victor 5 DUC. And I said, please, I showed him my little radio. I'm Victor 5-1 Quebec Oscar. Who the hell you are? I'm Victor 5-1 Quebec Oscar. And you are Victor 5 QO something. Yes, that's the call sign. Yeah, I have also a call. May I use my radio? I won't disturb you. Yeah, why not? Then we flew up 1,000 meters. And then I talked to Windhoek, I talked to Swakopmund, and then he was trying to get connection beneath 1,000 meters to his car, and they didn't hear him. We could see the car, but he had no contact to his people to tell him where he was having a landing place. He was so surprised, and we had so much to laugh. He even had forgotten to pull the gas balloon. It was a nice talking, so that was fun. And so the repeaters up in Namibia, they are great. They have interconnection 6 meter, I told you, and you go 2 meters, 70 meter, vice versa. And Werner, I think we have now 6. So the 2/3 of the country is covered. The southern part not. I'm just.
Yeah, in the deep south we have the one that is at Roshpina, but it's currently down.
Yeah.
The repeater operator had COVID, so he's a little bit out of breath. He's busy getting back his health.
Okay.
Charlie, you flew with Eric, no?
Yes, the son of the owner of the company.
Yeah, I know him very well.
That's a nice guy. I have some little videos. Yeah.
Hey, Stefan, I do have to ask the group. So who is on the satellite yet? Hands up. 1, 2. I see 2 hands up. That's great.
Yes.
3.
No,
no,
a half. 2.5.
2.5.
I'm not allowed to raise my hand. I don't have a proper license.
Okay.
I see. We won't tell anybody.
Hopefully we can convince you to take some new books and look into the books.
Oh yes. I will have a strong support group once I start doing that. I know.
So you're using the Pluto. So I'm jealous. You have one configured with the crystal 0.5 ppm. Then.
Say again.
Yes,
you mean me?
You have a Pluto SDR. I'm jealous because yours is calibrated on a very narrow 0.5 ppm.
Yes, but that's really easy to do. I'm sure you could do it.
Yeah.
Really easy.
He showed me that little piece. I need a microscope.
I will show you. This little piece, you have to put it in.
The TCXO.
Yeah, TCXO. I have to put this in.
Yeah, that's what we call easy. You don't have a microscope?
Yes,
Jean-Pierre, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
You see,
your glasses and the glasses of your wife and put them over each other. Then
for QO-100, you need friends. I tell you, you need friends with a solder.
Yes, of course. But I have a radio. I use a transceiver. It works also.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I did buy a HKRF, but that's.
No, that's no good approach. No, that's a compromise.
It doesn't send and receive at the same time, eh?
Okay, but I can receive with my LMB. I can transmit with HKRF.
Yeah. Okay. everybody can use it. That's okay, but to have it more comfortable, the Pluto is the easiest way to have a transceive station. It's so easy.
Okay, but my goal is I want to use a HackRF. Is there a reason not to use a HackRF? Or?
Yeah, you have another software. I think Simon Brown doesn't program it. Is it? Or do you know, Daniel? Is it suitable, this Sdr console for HackRF? I'm not sure.
I use Linux, so I don't use the Sdr.
Linux. So another world.
Okay, another completely different world.
You are living on Venus.
It's a bit hot over there.
Okay.
No, it's a lot of fun with the bird.
Okay, that's
so
true.
Felix, we can all chase him now. There's a good chance we can hear him on the Q100 around 11 o'clock. You mentioned him, like he has been in the air a few times recently.
Yeah, I will check. I will just drop in and have a look. Wait a moment, what he's doing, and he's waiting for the newspaper. I just can't press him. You won't get a newspaper if you're not going on the band.
It's called blackmailing.
Okay, I just asked him. He was online, that's quite a while, but it doesn't matter because they have coming and going of the internet and so the different service. I'm just looking if it's delivered. Not yet. Now it's delivered in the station. And maybe if he hears the noise, he will open it and have a look. Wait a moment. Just have a look.
We are so lonely on the Antarctica, and blackmail is better than no mail at all.
The man from Windhoek.
Yes.
Yes. He is the boss of the NARL. He is my boss.
Only for one of your call signs.
I hope I'm not going to ask a politically wrong question here. Do you speak South Afrikaans there?
Yes, we do. We speak, we've got English is the official language, and then we have 13 other languages, and German, Portuguese, Afrikaans, they are all part of that package of the 13 languages.
Oh my God.
So if we speak Dutch, you will understand what we say. So that's not a good thing.
Ja, je moet oppassen als je leskunde.
Ja.
That is exactly an experiment I wanted to try. We have these guest speakers so far, and I would like to connect with another ham radio club. And yes, we could do, let's say, English. But that doesn't seem intriguing. I would have been very intrigued to have a video chat club meeting with a South African speaking club and then actually try to have a hobby conversation in Flemish dialect against Afrikaans. And I'm sure we would understand each other.
I'm sure you will, yes. If you talk slowly, solank je stadig praat, sal alles werk.
Ja, natuurlijk.
But you will hear the South African, because there's a lot of South African words that are mixed into the Afrikaans, and the way the grammatic works is also a little bit funny. I'm of German descent. I'm in the 4th generation here in Namibia.
Okay. If you are located in the southern part of Africa, how many African countries have you worked? Because that for me at least, maybe not for everybody here, but Africa is really like a continent where you can't really catch too many call signs.
Yes, that's I always get very excited, and I've learned one thing from Charlie. If you hear a DX station that has got an African call sign, you start screaming Africa to Africa. And if I'm on the air and I hear somebody calling that, then I stop everything and I first work him, and I take a bit of time to work him. I talk to him and I react to a bit, and then the pile-up can go on. And that seems to be a mindset of all the African stations. Whenever you get hold of another African station, you take a little bit of time with them and have a little bit of a conversation. But this Africa to Africa, it just works very well in a pile-up. It's better than any call sign. It just goes over, and that moment that you hear that, then you know it's time to stop the whole pile-up and to get your African station. That works on shortwave and it works on the satellite. There's very few African stations on the satellite.
Okay, all right, very nice.
I think amateur for amateur, we have got 24 members in the Namibian Amateur Radio League. And Charlie, help me out here. I think 11 of them are on the QO-100.
Yes, yeah. Mike is now on. Yeah. But yeah. Raymond, what about Raymond? He is ready. I have just installed the Sdr console, but that's it. He needs some part of Derek, I think. Raymond in Wildfish Bay.
But there's quite a lot. I think for the member numbers that there are, I think Namibia has got the most operators on QO-100 for one country.
Percentage, yeah. No, the Maldives. One active and one member, 100%.
That's true.
I could meet you what Rob and I also divers, so we come with you. Yeah.
It was a little bit too loud. A little bit less speaking. Please, once again. It was too loud.
Rob and I are also divers, so we can come.
Okay. Yes. The mantas are waiting, and the whale shark.
Yes, I've already been in the Maldives. It's very nice, and I've seen the mantas. Yes, not the stingray, but the mantas.
That's nice.
I thank you very much, Charlie. You're welcome to stay with this funny bunch of amateur radios in Flanders. But at the same time, I don't want to keep you any longer.
Nothing special. I've switched all the radios off.
Originally, we were trying to make a portable QO-100 setup because one of the guest speakers we had an American and the Dutch man from POTA parks on here, and then the whole QO-100 story, making it portable, happened. You mentioned something earlier this evening that you had a very mini portable dish that worked perfectly. I had a feeling it was really a small dish. What was the size of it?
35 centimeter. 35 centimeter.
Do you use extreme power then to transmit up or not?
Yeah, the main problem is receiving. With a small dish of this, you have problems to receive. If the signals are weak on the bird, I just can show you. Let me have a look. Wait, where is my PDF system? So we get rid of the cancellation. I might have it. Wait, where is it?
Oops, something went wrong.
Charlie, we lost you.
Lost everybody, I think. Everybody.
I'm still here.
No, he will come back.
He pushed the wrong button. Druk die groen knoppie.
Werner, is your call sign V51JP?
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
What has he done?
Yeah,
What?
he pushed the wrong button, obviously.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he'll come back. He will log in again.
No, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, no video, but you're back.
It's no video for me?
Oh,
No.
yes, we got sound again.
Yeah.
And now silence.
No, I'm looking for something. You can talk. Tell the people something. Do your job. You get half of the money. Do the job.
Yeah, I'm an entertainer. I can do that.
Yeah, nice joke in Afrikaans. That would be nice.
Okay, I have it. I can now share this little thing. Wait. Control L is full size, and now I go back. I've now learned it how to do. Here we are. And now I share. I hope I can share. Yes, I can share the PDF.
It was nice to hear from you, Daniel, last time that you activated 2 grids in Togo, but I never thought about what Charlie was mentioning, going maritime mobile and just like sailing into one grid after another. That was quite amazing too.
But I have to tell you, I love people who want one country. I love them. But if they really chase every grid, It's too much. Come on. Like they would really ask me on the air, like if I'm moving again for tomorrow, so they would come on again.
I know.
Are you talking about Remco? He seems to love grids. Yes.
This is quite amazing that the three of you know each other really, huh? From yeah. We're very.
I mean, Charlie was really. Charlie is clearly a safety in my head because he was one of the first guys who did something really interesting with the bird. Because of his travels, you could follow him every day, see where he's at and stuff. This was great.
Can you see something? This portable QO-100 set? No.
Not yet.
It's on the screen. Yeah.
No,
it's there. Portable. It was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
But you were advertising.
Is it? Can you see it?
Yes, perfect. Hey, HB9 Romeo Yankee Zulu.
Yeah. That's the ex-owner. The ex-owner. So this is the equipment, and you see to the right, you see the box where the Pluto is. This it's in metal housing with the blue label on it, and the power amplifier is the black one where the black cable gets out. That's a transmitting cable, and this is 35 centimeter dish.
And how much is the? Oh, there you got the whole. 90. No, that's the power supply. How strong is
preamp? You put
what
preamp? I don't feel
the power amplifier is to the lower right, to the lower 15-watt power amplifier. I'm using this one now for my DATV power amplifier. This is in the box. You see above the Pluto an LTE filter, which is quite helpful. Then you have below, it's a 19-volt power supply, and all voltages, the 5 volts and the 12 volts are with up and down converters, and the power amplifier 15 watts with a fan. This is more technical stuff. So this box completely with the tripod I bought from Micha. That was from Wolfgang. He lended to him.
And the putty, simple.
And this is to the right. That's the copper. The copper square is the patch, patch of the year, the POTI, the transmitting part. And the L&B, you see the white cable coming from beneath to the right. That's the 75 ohm. And you see it on the left picture. You see it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is the Sdr console. How it looks like. That's the band plan.
Yes.
And here you see the possibilities, the footprint. And so you see Indonesia, this is Java. And Bandung is Yogyakarta, is with 2 degrees is Yogyakarta inside. And this Bandung is really 0, plus minus 0, just where the white line crosses Java. Can you see the mouse?
Yep.
That's the critical point. And by the way, in Brazil, we have Papa Yankee 5, the German guy, Konrad, and he is also fading. During one QSO, he goes from minus to plus. It's unbelievable. And you can hear him just fading out in the fog of something, and 2 minutes later, can you hear me again? And he's coming back. It's so funny if you are on the edge. It's a really amateur radio experience. Oh, wait.
But Charlie, how do you work North America?
I have done it on AMSAT Oscar 7. I worked my North American station on. That was a nice guy in Washington. With a footprint that was easy for Germany to make a footprint. It was on AMSAT 7. He's coming back to life, you know.
But if I understood you right, you talked about QO-100, that you could do the work to all continents.
That is then with Ari. Ari goes to Oscar X-ray, and that's America. It's North America. Greenland is North America. That's it.
Wow. And
he was there. He was there for 2 days for a weekend. OX3 something. TF1A. He made it possible to get America. Well, that's crazy. Never have thought about what does it mean, a continent. Greenland is North America. Why? It is.
Yeah.
they had thought about, and they made a decision, and it's accepted.
Excellent.
Yeah, we have fun with this little tiny bird. Yeah.
I thought Teresa did fine when you said that she was moving the dish a centimeter to the left and to the right,
Yeah.
and down on the rolling of the waves of the boat. I thought that's quite funny too. Yeah.
Yeah. We had no idea how it works, and that was very surprising. Even Felix, he said, I can't believe. And even another thing is, he had Teresa, which is interested in amateur radio. But when they sat there, put up these things, the whole crew was standing there. What the hell are these idiots doing? And they are talking. What are you talking to? And they had so much fun. And they said, no, never seen people on board doing this like you. And so they helped him. The captain gave him a container with an opening door. So he could, with 2 people, you can carry the whole system aligned into the box and fix it. So next day, if he says we have 2 hours of a break, come on, it's sunshine, ready. Otherwise, you have 1 hour to just assemble the whole thing. It was fun, and he liked it. And yeah, we might have a chance to have the signal again on the way back to Germany. There is another CW operator, and he is also QO-100 trained. So we have good luck, maybe, that the station will be on again. When Felix is flying out, maybe 1st of April, they fly back home. But the ship has to go 3.5 weeks back home to Bremerhaven for maintenance. They have 1 month maintenance. And in this time, maybe this guy and one of this bloody crew, please, can you hold my antenna? What should I do? Hold my antenna. Don't move.
Talking about German being part of the ham radio story, was I correct when you told me that the inventor of was it? No, it can't be the whisper thing, because you just explained that there was 2 other very, very well-known systems you were mentioning last time.
What kind of system?
One was the software program you were mentioning. It wasn't ham radio deluxe, but the other thing was a German invention too.
Sdr Console, but I'm not sure if he's German.
No, that's Simon. Simon is a nice guy. He needs food for his dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can tell you what, he helped me. Matthias, he's member of our board in AMSAT. And Matthias and the builder of my equipment, that's Ziggy, DJ9 Bravo Fox Charlie. When I was in Africa, I had a problem. You probably have the same. If you're going into your logbook program, you're in a window logbook, and you can't TX on the Sdr console if you not have an external PTT. You must put the mouse on the TX button or to the space key to push it, but it works only if your window is the Sdr console. So I would like to check who's talking with me and to fill in the logbook. So I had this ELAT console. I'm just trying to show you. This is bloody good. It costs a little bit of money, but only a little bit. It costs not a fortune. Wait a moment. Oops. You see this one? This is the best thing ever invented for a buyer. If you're a man who can print it and make it by yourself, this is VFO. This is bandwidth and loudness and 6 buttons, which means mute, go on TX, switch modulation, SSB or something. And this one is ELAT. It's put in the USB connection of your laptop. And so this ELAT system was by Simon into his Sdr console. And I said to Matthias, it's bloody. I always have to switch over the window to get my TX. And he said, we will ask Simon. And Simon, in 6 hours, he programmed in 6 hours a new version that my F2 button was now TXing in every position I was on the laptop. It's incredible. In 6 hours, I had a first version testing. Half an hour later, it was running. And now I'm using here at home. If I want to go on TX with my Pluto, just push F2 and you continue with the logbook. You push F2, you answer, you push F2, you read and you listen. It's so fun. Now Sdr, DM4DS, he is quite well known on the bird, DM4DS. And he is designing something similar for half the price with 3D printed housings. And he is now offering in the AMSAT Journal. We have an article in the new AMSAT Deutschland Journal. We have that box by Sdr. And this is so important for operation, as you know, with split VFO, Daniel. And even with the VFO, you have only the calling stations, because on the Sdr console, I have 2. But the Sdr console gives you 36 receivers, just to mention. You can have 36 different receivers in one software on 36 different frequencies. This Pluto goes from 70 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. You can listen to music on FM music, same time working over the console. 36 windows for receiving only.
Sorry, this is clearly great. I just have there's a cheaper way to do it.
I know.
A German guy who I'm not sure whether you see this.
The MIDI. I know this. I know this. I was also part of the development of this.
So you just said volume control, and then you can easily reprogram it. He even wrote the program that you just hook up, and then you have a beautiful control. And for me, what worked best was a Vox control.
Yeah. Okay. Too many giraffes in the room.
No, yours is nicer, no problem. But you can always work around. If you have to.
I know, but you need something as a DX station. You get mad if you can't fill in the logbook and even scrolling around, even the mouse to find another station. You know, it's quite easy with a VFO knob. Okay.
I can imagine that Matthias you're talking about. Charlie, that wouldn't be DB3 Zulu Yankee by any chance, would it?
No, that's another guy I know. That's DD1 US. He is the crazy man with every sound of space on his homepage. If you go on dd1us.de, you from every satellite ever shoot up, he has every sound sample. I gave him 2 sound samples from the bloody ISS when they came first time up. He collects everything about. He is the spaceman. And he met different astronauts. He is well known to the astronauts.
DD1?
Delta 1 United States. DD1 US. Go on his page, go on Sounds of Space, and you need another. Tell your wife you're not coming to bed tonight. It's crazy. He's a nice guy. He's really a nice guy.
From the 60s to now.
Yeah. Every sound. Every click, even the Soyuz and the Sputnik, it's all there. And he made also some nice presentations, lectures in Germany. And he is quite good friends with the NASA.
I don't know. Now I'll ask my colleagues, all my Flemish colleagues here. I have the impression that those Germans and Swiss and Windhoek people more crazy about this hobby than we are. Am I correct, or that was quite some high percentage of obsession here about this radio amateur I was hearing tonight? That was. I don't think all of us are so grid chasing yet.
No, I'm not a grid chaser. I'm offering grids. I never ever have chosen by myself. No. But I knew that the year before, without QO-100, I was making it over the LEOs. It was Alpha Oscar 91 and 92. Derek, Victor 5 Delta Maxima, he said to me, "Do you have a portable radio?" I said, "Yes." I met him first time 2 years ago. And he invited me to his house in Swakopmund and to the factory. And he said, what is your portable equipment? Forget that HF stuff. Forget it. We have no propagation at the moment. Show me. And I had this TH-74D, this D-Star 2-band and bloody nice thing. And then he programmed in 5 minutes the channels for receiving and transmitting over AO91. And then I offered these guys my first trip. The first trip 2 years ago. I was on AO 91 and 92. And they had been happy. Then I offered them another 20 grids while I was driving with another car through the country. So that was fun, and even to South Africa. And then I was using, you see, this was the guy I met on Table Mountain. On Table Mountain, I talked to Derek in Swakopmund on HF with my KX3. We had a KX3 in the rucksack. We had been on Beaver Bacon on top of, and then I said to Jonathan, ZS1 ARB, wait, we have a pass of A91. And with the rubber duck and that bloody handheld, I worked Swakopmund once again over AO91. So it was in 1 hour HF and rubber duck. It was funny. And even Derek said, I haven't made that experience before. And he is crazy. He likes amateur radio, and so he's very fond of. So he pushed me with the satellite in this direction. I knew all about satellite, but it was, and they loved I'm one of the only European in the AMSAT group of Africa. They are normally only, because the LEOs, you can't work from Europe. I have no chance to talk to them from here. So they keep it the group. There's one Echo Alpha 4. The Echo Alpha 4 made the distance record with Derek over one of the satellites. From Echo Alpha 4 down to Namibia was a record 20 years ago. So they made it. So this Echo Alpha 4 is also crazy. And he's driving around. He's going to Northern Africa to make special activations years ago over LEOs. And so they met, and so we had only 2 guys in that bloody group, which is a lot of fun. And I get some nice reflections, what's going on there. Werner, you agree? Is he gone?
No.
Yeah. No. Good morning, Werner. Good morning, Werner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's good morning in Namibia.
Yeah, it's a midnight in Namibia.
Yeah. I'm an hour ahead of you.
He's an hour ahead of you.
An hour from now, Europe will still be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how we enjoy the hobby here in Namibia. Mostly HF. I'm a big contester. I love contesting. I love pile-ups, but I love to rack chew as well. So in the beginning, my first pile-up on QO-100 was a disaster. Charlie still remembers. I tried to do it in simplex, and it was an absolute fiasco. So the next evening when I came on, I worked split, and that worked well then.
Okay, can you see this one? That's the cover page. I was on the cover page. That's the QSO with Swakopmund on top of Table Mountain. This is my KX3. To the right, the rucksack of the photographer, that's ZS1 ARB. From this position, and they put this nice gesture. They invited me because I made this activity 2 years ago. So they put me on the magazine of the South African Amateur Radio League.
Can you show it again? Because it disappeared quickly there.
Oh, wait.
Charlie, you must tell them about the trip you had with the motorbike and you with the Hilux in the mountain passes.
Can you see the picture again?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Yes, I can tell you something special if you have time. Still time?
Why not? We're breaking the record.
Okay, so when I don't like FT8, I made it for 2 or 3 months. Okay, I'm not fond of it. And with my first 7300, which I bought, I was easy to make a software connection with a USB cable. I've done it, and I said that's not the way I would like. I would like to talk. I like CW. I know propagation is not good, but I have good antennas, so FT8 is not my way. So then is this FT8J or something where you can write some words. There is another Joe Taylor.
Is J8 call?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I talked even with Joe Taylor. He was in Germany on our big fair, and I met him personally, and we had a nice talk. So this software, which was developed by another group, I think, he gave this code open. It's an open code. So they made this call. And I have a friend in Australia. It's something unbelievable. This guy in Australia is a German married to an Indian girl. When I was with my wife 11 times on the Maldives, 6 times with radio, she told me, Charlie, this is a nice voice. Talk with him. I think he's also German. So we had a contact to New Delhi. So this guy made a mistake. He said, Charlie Moni, if you like to come, you can join us at New Delhi. Half a year later, we have been in New Delhi. And we met Dieter, and that's a friendship since 92, since 91. The QSO was 91. Dieter is now down in Melbourne, out of the footprint of this nice satellite. We are good friends, and he sometimes makes some FT8. And 2 years ago, I planned my trip to South Africa and to Namibia. And suddenly, Dieter told me, I have a nice friend there. I made some J8 call, and we exchanged, and I could tell him Charly DK3ZL is coming to Cape Town. And this Jonathan told, so tell Charlie he might visit me. And another friendship started when I rang or made a phone call or something else when I was in Cape Town. And this nice Jonathan and his wife, we had so much fun on Table Mountain. This year, say last year with the trip, I said, I'm coming back and we must do something special. And he invited me. He is riding motorbikes and he has this whole intercom connected to 2.70 meters on his bike. And I had my big truck, the Hilux. And so we made a trip to the little and the big Karoo. And he invited me, maybe we go Swartberg Pass. I said, what is it? Yes, I want to promise too much, but maybe it's quite interesting. The motorbikers, it's one of the 3 must do in your lifetime to pass over Swartberg Pass. I said, why that? You will see. But I'm in the car. You will see extra. I had no idea. But Jonathan had no idea I love GPS maps. So I had every stone and every tree of that area on my special maps from different sources in the internet. And I knew what's coming. A winding road, steep 300 meters to the left, no fence, nothing. Broad, half a meter broader than the car. And he was on a motorbike. And so I said, what is the danger for the motorbikes? Yeah, you must be careful. And it's very stony and very rough. And then he said, okay, we start tomorrow morning. So last breakfast. I mean, what do you mean with last breakfast? Yeah, let's see what's going on. And then he invited me to an unforgettable trip when I told him, because I was so sweaty. I had no idea, but he was in front. And that road, it's a 16-kilometer winding road over 1,800 meter pass, which saves, if you go on that gravel road, you save 4 hours of driving. So they are running trucks. You are coming ahead a truck, and there is no way. One must go backward or forward. So, and he said, somebody, Charlie, we have a problem. In 2 minutes, we have a problem. I said, what? It's a truck. I said, no. You promised no trucks. We are late afternoon, no trucks. I don't know why is he there. So we took half an hour that I passed with my car, just touching the edge of that bloody road. And you hear this noise when the stones are flying away if you're touching the stone. So this was an incredible journey with Jonathan. And this friendship was done as a friend in Australia told me, J8 call, there is a nice guy who want to meet you. So I have a nice experience to get a friendship via this J8 call. And this is now so funny. I have nice pictures and it was an unforgettable trip. So that's a special story.
That's been mentioned in our club, that J8 call. Was it you, Lieven, who started that?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And basically for the same reason as Charlie is saying, I prefer communicating and not clicking buttons. So I find it really interesting that they use the FT8 good propagation, how would say, aspects, but that they allow you to have real communication. And also, it's very nice in a sense that there are some people who are making a link to the internet, so you can send emails via it. You can send your position, and you can also leave a message for an operator who is not on his station. So you can say, store this message at this station, and then when the operator comes at the station, he sees that you left a message. But at least you have the possibility to relay messages without using any other network connection. So I really like that. that principle, and I'm using it quite frequently.
Yeah.
Is there quite a bit of activity on it?
There's quite some activity, mainly European, on 7 megahertz. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll try it out.
Yeah, you should. I'm using it with a very simple magnetic loop, which is here on my attic, and I can freely communicate throughout Europe without any issues with some 15 watts power. So, yeah.
Okay. Are you on FT8, Mr. Namibia? Or only on SSB?
Werner? Juliet Papa.
I see his connection icon is lost.
No micro off.
Oh, it might come back as well.
Yeah.
Guys, I will have to leave you. Charlie, I want to thank you again for your explanation, and we'll keep in touch regarding the school contact via Stefan, and I think that will be the easiest.
You're welcome. That's nice.
I have to go to bed as well,
later, guys.
At 7 o'clock there's a very important call on the satellite.
Yes.
Indeed.
There's a guy climbing a mountain.
Indonesia.
This guy is early on. You can listen. This Yogyakarta, this is 6 hours ahead. So we have different slots. My slot is 7 UTC. I might have a look when he's starting. Wait a moment. I have a look. Werner is sending, his connection is lost in Windhoek. So that's his story now. Wait a moment. I have to have a look.
Let me just use the time. There is also another news about the International Space Station. Probably you have heard that they have problems with the antenna routing.
Yes.
They have some walks, and they just got news that on Sunday morning they can fix it. Probably they'll move it back to the old satellite cables.
Yes.
And if we're lucky, Sunday night at 10, Europe will be in the coverage to hear the ISS again. Yes. So it would be actually fantastic to hear that. It probably at 10 o'clock.
Okay, just want to tell you the story starts at 2:30 Zulu, 2:30 UTC. For example, my friend Nader in Khartoum is on the list. So this is what I see. Khalid is also on the list, and he is back. Werner is back, he says. So it's going up to 9 Zulu. So the operation time, because he is 6 hours, so he's starting early in the morning. I think he's starting at local time, 8 or 9 o'clock after breakfast to go on the hill.
Wow. Okay, let's see if I can catch him. Would be nice.
So
okay.
What time again is it? Which is more or less?
Starting at 2:30 UTC to 8:30 UTC. That's the program I see, with some lists to get the pile-up divided.
Okay.
And he will especially call, so to make it not too confusing. It's just an idea. It depends on the weather situation. I might check the weather for Bandung. Wait, I can tell you if it's possible, because where's Bandung? I have a nice weather forecast. Bandung, Indonesia. Here we are. And tomorrow morning, what do you have? That's the 13th. I must switch the day. Wait a moment. What are the winds? And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 kilometers. So that sounds good. That's not too bad. And see if there's rain. Wait, I have to check the rain situation. No, the map was moving too fast. Wait.
It's not waterproof, the system.
So where's the weather? No, rain at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Not too bad. No, it looks good. There's a good chance that he might come up. That's good. That's the forecast at 7, and the forecast at 10 is there. There's some thunderstorm coming from the east. There. That's about 10. So maybe he had finished that.
Charlie, will he be above or below the beacon?
I haven't looked. Well, where's the frequency? I have no idea, because
that was the time to take a pencil, I guess.
Wait. Where's the time? The frequency. Above the 900s, around the 900s.
Okay, perfect. So I'll definitely go to bed now, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me again, Stefan. Thanks for the invitation, and hello to the entire group. Thanks so much.
And Daniel, no more the phone calls to other friends. Keep it as a secret. Good night.
No, I will. I don't have any friends. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Daniel.
You are on tape recording. Think about it. Okay.
I have to leave also. Charlie, thank you for the presentation, and all the guys. See you. Bye-bye.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm also leaving. Same please. Good luck.
What happened with the camera? Camera is gone. Okay, camera is gone. No, I will leave also. It was nice talking. Very nice group. Very interesting.
We keep
Hope
on
I could give you some information.
You're still in screen sharing. That's why, Charlie.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Thanks very much. And as I said to Stefan, this other trip, if you like, there's some more to tell about this expedition to Southern Africa.
Okay. We'll definitely pick up on that, Charlie.
Later on.
Thanks for staying on so long. It was really nice. Thank you.
It was fun for me.
Okay.
Enjoy and have a nice weekend.
Okay.
I'm switching off. Bye-bye.
Charlie, schlaf gut.
Mach's gut, Werner. Bye-bye.
Thank you.